where it was down by Ethan Jamison starting as a wide receiver tonight, as well as in the secondary defensively. It's Jamison's first time starting as a wide receiver for Labette County. Anthony Lee not playing tonight. First and 10, Miege moving right to left on their own 45. Sam Pedrati,
that reception,
the starting quarterback for the Stags, here on second down, about 5. And he'll hand it off for first down yardage across the 45 to the Grizzly 44. Bryson Cobbins, the starting running back for Miege. We saw him last year. He was really good and already a couple good runs here as they handed off to the left side. He's across the 40 to the Labette County 38.
Move of the Haggard along with Brent Rock on the stop. Second down, 3.
Pedrati from the shotgun. Play action fake. Comes to the near side of the pass, complete 35. And good tackling by Labette County as they stand up to the receiver and push him back at the 30-yard line.
Tyler Goodwin with the reception.
All right, and welcome to A10 Varsity Live. We're looking at Dixon Doll Stadium in Rolling Park, Kansas. Just underway, 9 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Pedrati to the near side, and that's going to be a completion to Hudson Bentley. Welcome in if you're just joining us.
Bentley, a 6'2", senior, 168.
We're looking at Bishop Miege against Labette County. Labette had the ball first for 3 and out, and the Stags took over and are now driving. Pedrati
hands off to Cobbins.
Here's the gift to Cobbins, who's got some room in the second level.
Going down to the 15.
And a nice tackle there by Trent Brock.
Tracking inside the 15 to Labette County 14, the first down Stags.
Ethan Evans on the spot.
And you can just see the size and speed already in the age. Just in a different class than Labette County. The drive kicked off the 5-yard line. Going to be returned up to the 10. Got room to run. I think it's in some room. Up to the 30-yard line. What a play there was. That was really similar to the reception to see as the receiver to be right open. Back and snagged it out of the air. A huge play by Caleb Henson. Now and giving him positive momentum. Well, it's true in any game, but a game like this is something of the exceptions. Here's a pass to the far side.
Smith with the reception.
I think it's Smith out there.
Yeah.
Dylan down there.
Gains about 5 yards.
Okay, I just sent you
Second down to 7.
the information on Twitter for the team viewer.
I'll put him back to the 35, so it's a short gain of 3.
Thanks.
3 receivers to the near side now, 1 to the far side. Dean goes that way again. It's caught and pitch for first down yardage across the 40, up to the 45. I think Smith caught it and then pitches it to Henson.
Statue of Liberty. It's been a while, Ken.
Grizzlies wearing their road whites, charcoal pants, gold numerals, gold helmets with, or excuse me, red numerals and red helmets with some gold trim. Dean gonna go deep. This is trouble, and it's almost
incomplete. Easton's pass intended.
good coverage on the play. In fact, 7:23 to play in the opening quarter and no score. Dean to throw, pressure comes, Easton steps up, is going to be sacked. And you could see that from the moment the football was snapped.
Next meter, Holly Williams brings it right down.
Miege's defensive front really pushed Labette County's line back. Now 4th and 10. Labette County lines up to go for it again, but we'll see what they do. As this time Miege drops a kid back to return it, and Dean will punt the football out of an offensive formation, and it'll land and roll inside the 25 and down at the Miege 23. Pretty good start for your Grizzlies with 6:41 to play. In the opening quarter, no score. Labette County 12 seed. Bishop Miege the 5 seed. I said Miege was the 5 seed, but certainly the favorite to win Kansas Class 4 this year. But with the reseeding and the redoing of things in Kansas Class 4A, the 32 seeds on the east and west side, 16 on each side, are determined only by record. And so Miege with the 2 losses to Rockhurst and St. Thomas Aquinas with their 2 losses puts them down to 5 seed. And here's the pitch over the left side.
Jalen Scruggs with the near
Stags.
Nathan Smith on the stop.
That is Jalen Scruggs, 5'9" senior. Getting about 7. And there's a handoff to Cobbins. Huge haul. Across the 35, across the 40, up to the 42-yard line, and a first down from Miege. Bishop Miege.
Touchdown Stags.
offensively back out there. Dean dumps it short for Hanson. Boy, that pass was just not even looking for McCarty. Rather, that pass was just nowhere near accurate from Easton Dean. Very surprising to see him miss such an easy throw. So 2nd and 10. Dean, a deep drop, nowhere to go with it, rolls to his left, now he'll run, and tries to stiff on the man, and Easton is blown up and brought in. I'll tell you, that's the difference when you talk about kind of football that we're used to seeing down in the SEK. That's a play that Easton is going to break that tackle and probably go for a long game if he's playing against the SEK league, but against Miege, against a smaller player, Easton tries to stiff arm and he's hit hard and brought down. And that's just the talent that they have up here at Miege in the Eastern Kansas League in Kansas City high school football.
And that's going to be 13-0 now. Stags after the pick 6 off of the misfire by Easton Dean. And the extra point back it up. That's going to make things 14-0 Stags over Labette County. So after the turnover by the Stags, Labette County got a nice drive, but since then it's been all Stags. Stags scored on their second drive of the 7. And they end up with the pick 6 there off of Easton Dean. And now jump out to a 2-score lead. And so here come the Stags to kick it off.
I think this microphone
So here we are to kick things off for the Stags. And a good kick away by Downing, and it's going to be fielded at the 10 by Labette. And he's got a little room up the middle, finds a seam all the way up to the 30 until he's met by the kicker, Dylan Downing. And Downing's not your average kicker. He also plays middle linebacker, so it's not like getting hit by Morton Anderson. It's getting hit by Brian Urlacher. So Labette's going to take over at the 32. See if they can get things going with 2:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Labette County runs this air raid offense. You're going to see shotgun, no huddle, and an option to the left, fake the pitch, and Dean takes it up the middle for a gain of maybe a yard. Easton Dean, the 6'7" senior quarterback from Labette County, Iowa State commit. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Grizzlies. Dean looks over to the sideline, gets the play from 4th-year head coach Sean Price, and drops back on 2nd and long, and the pocket collapses immediately, and there's Jalen Williams to clean up the scraps. It was Jalen Williams and Colin Williams on the play as they meet in the middle right at Easton Dean for a big loss, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 23.
runs backwards way too much, and there he loses about 17 yards on the play that he just didn't need to. Offensive line, no help to him.
So 3rd and 23 here for the Grizzlies, and this is where the Stags like to have them as a defense. They've got great pass rushers in both Williams on either side of the defensive line. So let's see what they dial up here, if they go for it or something more conservative. It looks like they wanted to set up a screen. Dean scrambles back to his left and still nowhere to go. And he's brought down at about the 16-yard line, so that's going to bring up 4th and a country mile, and it's going to force a punt.
And the second Easton takes the snap. He has 2 or 3 red jerseys surrounding him. So a quick 3 and out for the Grizzlies.
So a quick 3 and out there for the Grizzlies, and the Stags send Jalen Scruggs back to take this kick.
For the Grizzlies, Scruggs to return. Caleb gets it away with a man in his face. Pretty good.
And it's going to be no return as it's a short kick. And it takes a Stags hop back to the 44-yard line.
16.8
And we've got just under 17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And so far it's been all Stags. So Pedrati and the offense look to come back out. But first we've got an injured player for the Stags. So we're going to step away, and we'll be right back after this.
As the injured player able to walk off the field. So 16 seconds.
So welcome back here to Dixon-Dahl Stadium, where there's 17 seconds left here in the first quarter as the Stags offense comes back out onto the field. Led by senior Sam Pedrati and junior Bryson Cobbins at running back. Cobbins, Pedrati have both had outstanding career years so far. This is Pedrati's first year as a starter. So 1st and 10, and here goes Pedrati. He's going to go up top. He's got a man. He's got Scruggs down the sideline, and just like that, it's going to be 20-0 Stags. And that pass was absolutely perfect from Pedrati, and Jalen Scruggs catches the 44-yard touchdown pass from senior Sam Pedrati, and that was just one-on-one coverage, and your guy versus our guy, and Miege liked their matchup, and Scruggs beat him one-on-one, and Pedrati put it on the money. And just like that, 20-0 here in the first quarter. And really, what a way to close out the first quarter for the Stags on a quick one-play drive for 44 yards. And here's the extra point. Brendan Shea, the kick is up and good, and so 21-0. Here in the first quarter, Stags. And we'll be right back after this. And welcome back. 8 seconds left here to go in the first quarter after the Stags just scored on a one-play 44-yard drive on a pass from Pedrati to Scruggs. And here's a short kick from Downey, and the ball's loose. It's on the field, and it's going to be bounced around, and it looks like the Stags have it. So after a short kick and the return man kicks it around, it looks like the Stags jump on it. And that looked like Josh Conklin who maybe hopped on it for the Stags. And just like that, the Stags have it in great field position on the 20-yard line. And we have the first round of the 4A districts. And Labette County, the 12 seed, looking to make an upset tonight. And they've turned the ball over a couple times, and that's not a good recipe for an upset. So here go the Stags on a dart to the corner of the end zone, and that's Hudson Bentley. And that's going to be another touchdown before the end of the first quarter, folks. So it was 14-0 with 16.8 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And now it's 27-0. So 2 touchdowns for the Stags in 16.8 seconds. And that's 2 plays, 2 touchdowns on the last 2 offensive drives for the Stags. 2 long throws from Pedrati. One a 44-yard throw to Jalen Scruggs. The other a 20-yard fade route to Hudson Bentley. So the Stags offense has gotten it going through the air and on the ground. And that extra point is good, and it's 28 Stags, Labette County, nothing. And welcome back here to Dixon-Dahl Stadium, where the score is now 28 for the Stags and nothing for the Grizzlies. And this game really just turned here in the last 20 seconds of game time, where the Stags had the ball first down and 10 on the 44 and threw a 44-yard touchdown pass. Then on the ensuing kickoff, it was muffed by the Labette County Grizzlies. Stags picked it up and scored on the first play of that drive on a 20-yard pass. And so now here we have it, 28-0. And another good kick, and it's going to be not great field position for the Labette County Grizzlies here to take over inside their own 20. That was Hudson Bentley on the last touchdown catch. So here comes the Stag defense, who's found some success here on the last couple of drives, and the Labette County Grizzlies offense, who has stalled.
Have struggled, really struggled on their last few possessions.
And they look to get things going here with Easton Dean still running a lot of trips, empty sets, that air raid offense, letting Easton Dean make plays. And a good ball from Dean, and he makes a man miss. And all the way up to the 35-36 for a 16-yard gain on the slant route to Nathan Smith. So Smith with a nice catch and run there, able to make a man miss after he hauls it in, and Dean put it right on the money to him. So it's going to be first down and 10, and let's see if the Grizzlies can get some momentum here built off of that. They like to get this offense rolling at a quick pace and keep the defense on their heels. Let's see if they can do that. And Dean scrambles, throws back over the middle late across his body, throwing for Nathan Smith, and that's breaking a lot of those rules that you don't want to see your quarterback do. Throwing across his body late and over the middle. And I say you don't like your quarterback to do that. Well, that's unless your quarterback's Patrick Mahomes, and he makes a lot of those throws. And Easton Dean put a good ball, but again, dangerous throw. And on second down, A nice throw on a hitch route, and he's got his man, Austin Jones, on the reception. So a nice ball there by Dean. Dean's a good-looking quarterback. The senior, 6'7", 230. Hard to bring down. He's the team's leading rusher as well, as throwing for over 2,000 yards already this season. So one of the top recruits out of southeastern Kansas. And another good ball here to Smith, and it's going to be close to a first down. Let's see the spot. And it looks like they are going to go ahead and give him the spot, and that's going to be a first down for the Grizzlies, second of the drive. And they've got a little momentum going here now. So Labette County's found some rhythm in the short passing game, getting the ball out of Dean's hands quickly, kind of negating that pass rush here by both Williams on the defensive line. And so Dean claps his hands, gets the snap. He pump fakes, and he wants the double move, but it's nearly intercepted. He threw it out of bounds. He wanted Smith on the double move, but great defense by the Stags. Rishi Rattan. And Rishi did not bite on the fake, and he was looking like the receiver nearly making the catch, but couldn't keep those feet in bounds. So here goes Dean and no huddle.
It looks like Dean because he's not, I understand, but it looks like he's throwing it.
And they've got three coaches on the far side signaling in the plays to Dean. Everyone checks their wristbands. And it's going to be a read option, a quarterback keeper, and Dean doesn't have much. It looks like Downing's around the play. And that's going to be a gain of just one for the senior, and that also looked like Max Van Meter on the play as well for the Stags. So third and long, and this is where the Stags pass rush loves to be, and not a situation you want to be as the road team against this great Stags defense. So here's Dean on the drop back. He makes a man miss, and he's got a man deep, and he puts a good ball on it, but Jalen Scruggs made one heck of a play at defensive back. So it looked like Jamison had a step on his man, but Scruggs with great closing speed gets that hand on the football and knocks it down. So a good throw by Dean, an absolute dart. And it looks like Easton Dean's going to drop back and punt this one. And it's going to be returned. And there's some room to run. Makes the man miss all the way up to the 30, and that was Tim Dorsey on the return there. And Dorsey gets all the way up to the 30, but we've got a flag on the play, and let's see what the call is on the field. And it looks like a block in the back on Bishop Miege, and that's going to back him up 15. So the Stags thought they'd have good field position, but they're going to be backed up to the 20 now, and that's where they'll take over. So the Stags on their last two offensive plays have thrown 2 go routes and scored 2 touchdowns. A bit of a mismatch, it seems, on the outside between the Stags receivers and the Grizzly cornerbacks. And here's a give to Cobbins up the middle in a really big hole. Let's see if he can get to the corner, and he does. Can't quite turn it as he's forced out by Kampmeyer. A good angle taken by Kampmeyer as he forces him out, but that's going to be a first down, move the chains for the Stags. And so first and 10, 9 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the half. And Pedrati looks to the far side, pump fakes, and now he's going to come back to the far side, and he's got his man, and he gets behind the defensive back for a touchdown, and that's going to be Felipe Wesley with the catch and score. 68 yards for the Stags, so that's 4 plays and 3 touchdowns for the Stags here since 16 seconds left in the first half. So a highly efficient Miege offense taking advantage of the Labette County secondary. So a pump fake, and Labette was in position that looked like Nathan Smith over there, and he was in position, but he just mistimed his jump and let Wesley get behind him, and that was 6 points on the 68-yard touchdown pass. Extra points good. That's going to be 35-0 Stags with 9 minutes left to go here in the first half. Felipe Wesley. And so, welcome back in, and so far we're watching the Miege offense put on a clinic. In the last 4 offensive plays, they have 3 touchdowns. Most recently, a 68-yard touchdown to Felipe Wesley, a 20-yard touchdown to Hudson Bentley, and a 40-yard touchdown to Jalen Scruggs. And so far it's been all Stags on offense, and the 12 seed Labette County needs to get something going here to cut this lead down before the half. So out comes Dean and the Grizzlies offense, who had some good momentum going on the last drive with passes just like that, those short hitch routes, but Miege jumped it that time. They've seen that play before, so let's see if Dean wants to try to get the pump fake going again and maybe some double moves as the Stags defense creeps up and gets more aggressive. So 2nd down and 10, 8:50 left to go here in the half. And Dean takes the snap. He's looking. He's got a man up the seam, and it's overthrown and intercepted by Scruggs. And Scruggs is going to have some room to return this. Gets to the sideline, makes a man miss. He's still in bounds, and he's going to be tackled at the 30-yard line. And it looked like Jared Hubner on the tackle there, so not a bad pass there by Dean. But I think there were maybe some footsteps heard there as the wide receiver didn't quite fully want to extend to try to knock that pass down or make a play on it. So Scruggs with the interception and a 20-yard return, and the Stags, just like that, are back in business on the 30-yard line. It's going to be Pedrati and Cobbins in the backfield. It's going to be a play-action fake and a throw over the middle and a completion for 12 yards and a first down. That's Jude Putz. Jude Putz, the brother of the all-time leader in passing touchdowns, passing yards in Kansas, Carter Putz. And here's the give to Cobbins up the middle. A lot of room, a stiff arm, and he just can't quite escape the outstretched arms of the Grizzly defender. And McCarty with a nice tackle, way to hang on to the foot of Cobbins, and he saved a touchdown there with that effort. So the Stags have it on 2nd and 3, a 3-play drive. This is the longest drive of the last 4 for the Stags. And Cobbins gets the carry over the left side, and he's going to pick up 6, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Cobbins, the juniors, had a great season, and as he goes, the Stags go. Empty backfield here on 1st and goal, and it's going to be a quarterback draw to Pedrati, and he's going to walk in nearly untouched. And a great play call there by Coach John Holmes as they empty the backfield, spread the Grizzlies defense out, and Pedrati takes it on the draw. And that's going to make things 41-0 as we try the extra point here for the Stags. Stags trying out a new kicker this week as they've not had too much success with extra points, but the extra point is good, and that makes things 42-0. So far, all Stags. And we welcome you back here to Roland Park, Kansas at Dixon-Dawes Stadium on Bishop Miege's campus as the Stags lead 42-0 over the Labette County Grizzlies. And a good kick here by Downing, fielded at the 15. Got some room all the way up to the 28. So the Grizzlies are going to come out with decent starting position here. And the last drive ended on a turnover, an interception by senior quarterback Easton Dean. Was picked off by Jalen Scruggs for the Stags. After finding momentum on offense, the drive stalled out on that interception. So let's see if Labette County can get things going here again with their star player, Easton Dean. That's who the offense runs through. He can run and throw, a good dual threat quarterback. And he's got Zach McCarty in the backfield with him. McCarty hasn't seen too much work tonight. It's been mostly through the air. And that is a jet sweep, and it's going to look to pass it, but he can't get it off. So a jet sweep to Austin Jones. It looked like he wanted to throw it, but he had nowhere to go, so he tucked it and ran for a loss of 3. And so Labette County likes to come out and throw the ball, and they have tonight. And it's kind of a high-risk, high-reward situation against a high-powered Stags offense like that. It can either become a shootout, or if you turn the ball over, the game can get lopsided. And the latter is what's happened here tonight, as the Stags are up 42-0 here with 6.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And a quick hitch route there from Dean. And some real zip on the ball. So you can see what college scouts like about Dean, as he's gotten some Division I offers. He's got a great arm. Pro-style quarterback, 6'7". So it's going to be 3rd down and long. And again, a tough situation to be in against the Stags. They have not done so well, the Grizzly offense, on 3rd down and long. But here's a screen pass. It's going to be intercepted after the deflection. And the ball is going to be fumbled now by the Stags, but hopped on by the Stags. So it looked like it hit Nathan Smith in the chest, popped out. And then Mikey Welsh, the linebacker for the Stags, intercepted it and took it back to the 25-yard line. So the last 3 Grizzly possessions have ended in turnovers. And, you know, again, as you're a 12 seed coming into Dixon-Dawes Stadium against the 4-time state champion Bishop Miege Stags, you can't have turnovers like that if you want to stay in the game. So 42-0 as the Stags take over on the 25-yard line. And it's going to be Pedrati and Cobbins in the backfield. Pedrati looks to the far side. He's got no one there. Tucks it, and he's going to dump it off to Cobbins. And it's an incomplete pass, and the clock stops with 5:46 left to go here in the half.
Last year, Labette County, I thought, came up here and played awfully well.
So this is the second consecutive year that Labette County has made the trip up here to Roland Park, Kansas to play Bishop Miege. And last year it ended with a lot of points by the Stags, but the Grizzlies were able to play a little more competitive. And there's Deontay Parker on the carry, and he picks up 12. That's good for a Stags first down as they get back into picking up positive yardage. Stags stay in the no huddle. Receivers, running backs checking their wristbands. Pedrati tells the offensive line the protection. And it looks like it's going to be a give to Parker, and he's got a lot of room. And Parker spins and dives ahead. He looks like he's about the 2-yard line, just shy of the goal line. So that'll be another first down and goal for the Stags as the offense keeps marching. So Pedrati in the shotgun, and he's going to give it again to Parker, and Parker just is going to walk in untouched for another Stags touchdown. 48-0 now, Stags, and this game is wide open, and Miege is just imposing their will so far on the Grizzlies. So a one-sided game so far here for the Stags against the visiting Labette County Grizzlies. And here's the extra point. Kick is up, and it's going to be short and no good. The Stags kicking game, again, has struggled this year and looking for answers in the new kicker, but unable to convert there. So we'll take it to break. Stags 48, Grizzlies nothing. And the Stags kick it off to Labette County, and they return it all the way up to the 28. So 5 minutes left to go here for the Grizzlies offense to try to find the end zone for the first time this half. And really so far, again, it's been all Stags. Labette County's committed too many turnovers tonight that have led to 4 Miege touchdowns. And here's a give to McCarty straight up the middle. And he's able to pick up 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 from the 28.
Appreciate how big this Miege team is. So for Zach to run that hard and get that push from the line, that's a hard-earned 2 yards for Labette County.
So we'll see if Easton Dean can get the offense going as they've struggled turning the ball over, but looking to find the end zone this half. Here's Dean on a deep drop. They're going to set up a middle screen, and Downing is all over it as the ball comes out late, and Downing picks it up, and it's a scoop and score. And it is going to be a touchdown as the referee puts his arms in the air. So Downing was all over that middle screen as it developed, and he stripped it late. And as Downing and the Stags offense held up the Grizzlies ball carrier, there was no forward progress called, no whistle blown. And the Stags played hard and stripped the ball and scoop and score. And just like that, it's now 54-0. And this extra point's going to be good. A good high kick from the Stags. And so that's going to be 55 Stags, Labette County 0. Stags on top here, 55-0 as we welcome you back into Dixon-Dahl Stadium in Roland Park, Kansas here at Bishop Miege. And so far it's been all Stags and too many turnovers from the Grizzlies. A good kick to the 10. And that's going to be fielded and brought all the way up to the 25, so a good 15-yard return. And that's where the Grizzlies offense will come back out. So that's 3 consecutive turnovers by that Grizzly offense. And the Stags have scored on every single Grizzlies turnover. So the Grizzlies need to take care of the ball, and they might be smart to try to run some clock here on this drive and see if they can't get Zach McCarty going, get some momentum, see if he can pick up a first down on the ground before going back to the air. Again, priority number 1 has got to be taking care of the ball for Labette County. 4:18 left here in the first half.
Coach Smith walks right in front of us. Yeah, Coach, thanks, I'm good.
And a pass to the far side is going to be completed to Cale Irwin. And Cale's able to pick up 5 yards on first down, so they're to continue to throw it with Dean and trust in their senior quarterback to take care of that football. But still taking their time in between plays here. Dean looks to the near side, claps his hands, asks for the ball. And that's where the throw is going to come, and it's going to be bobbled and incomplete. Intended for Austin Jones. And it was a catchable ball, but again, Dean's put in a lot of heat, and he's got a great arm, and sometimes those guys with the biggest arms don't throw the most catchable balls, but that hit him in both hands and should have been caught. 3rd and 5, Dean swings it out to McKinnon, the running back, and McCarty, the running back, is going to be close to a first down, and they are going to move the chains, so a really great play there by Dean to scan the field, go through read 1, read 2, and then come check down to the running back on the swing route to pick up 5 yards for the first down. So Labette County 1st and 10, 3.5 left here in the second quarter. McCarty goes in motion, and Dean looks to the far side on the out route, and it's going to be caught by Kyle Irwin.
Along the far sideline, Cale Irwin on the reception.
So Cale with a good catch there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 3 here for the Grizzlies. He's got twins with McCarty in the backfield.
And a senior, so this will be his last game in a Grizzly uniform. And so many good kids on this team, it's always difficult when they're playing their last game. Dean wants to go deep down the field.
And Dean wanted to go deep to Smith, who's been his favorite target tonight, and it was underthrown and nearly intercepted by Rattan of the Stags. So Rishi almost got his hands on another one. That's 2 near interceptions for the Stags cornerback. It looked like Smith had a step on Rattan, but again, the guy with the big arm, Easton Dean, underthrew him. It didn't look like they were quite on the same page on that one. And it's going to be a read option, and the quarterback's going to keep it on 3rd and short, and he's going to go nowhere but backwards. A loss of 2 on the play, and now's decision time here for Coach Sean Price. He wants to get on the board here in the first half, but the Stags offense has been so good, so we'll see if they punt it, if Easton Dean punts it, or if they're actually going to go for it here on 4th down and 5 on their own 41. And it looks like they're going to go for it. And the pass is going to be high and incomplete. Let's see, it's incomplete. We were getting the signal from the referee, incomplete. So a high pass hit him with both hands. And so it's going to be a turnover on downs and 2.5 minutes left for the Stags offense that has scored on every drive except their first. So another turnover for the Grizzlies offense, and it looks like we're going to get our first look at backup quarterback Timothy Dorsey, the sophomore. And it'll be Dorsey and Cobbins in the backfield as Pedrati's night is done, and it's going to be a give to Cobbins. And Cobbins is going to make a couple of shifty moves, and then there's no one in front of him as he's going to high step into the end zone as he gets shoved in. So one play, one touchdown, the second drive of that variety, and it's 61-0 Stags. So Cobbins, very patient, kind of hops a feet a couple times in the backfield, finds the hole, and then explodes past the secondary, and then high steps his way into the end zone. So that'll be Stags 61, Labette County nothing, as they try to tack on one more here before the half. And the extra point is good to make things 62-0, and we'll step away. So after that Stags touchdown, the score is 62-0 with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in the half. It's been all Stags. You can tell that by the score. It's going to be a squib kick picked up by Irwin, and Irwin's going to make it all the way up to the 25. And that's where the Grizzly offense will take over, who has turned it over on, I think, 5 consecutive drives.
In the first half, it is Miege 62.
So with 2:08, here comes Easton Dean in the Labette County offense, and I think at this point they just want to make sure they get out of the half without giving up any more points. But so far, Coach Price has not taken his foot off the gas pedal and continued to try to score. But you have to respect that he doesn't care what the score is. He's going to try to put points on the board. And a play action, and then the pocket just collapses as the Stags defense meets in the middle for a sack, and it looked like a fumble, and the Stags jumped on it. So the ball must have come out in that scrum, and we couldn't see it. I saw Jake Westhoff in there at the bottom of the pile, and I'm not sure who came up with it, but it's Stags ball with 2 minutes left here in the half, and they've got it again on the 25-yard line. So again, here comes that Stags offense, and we'll get our second look at Tim Dorsey, the sophomore quarterback, and Deontay Parker in the backfield with him. So we'll see the give to Parker, and he's going to try to bounce things outside, and he turns it up, doesn't get much, and doesn't get out of bounds, so the clock will run. No gain on the play. It was strung out, and a good play made there by Clayton Moore.
The 5'10" sophomore in the game at quarterback.
So the Stags now electing to huddle. They've gone out of the no-huddle offense and slowing things down with the score 62-0.
With the 62-point first half lead.
And so we'll see if they keep giving it off, and they're going to let Dorsey throw, and he throws a strike over the middle, and a good ball from the sophomore.
To about 19 of Labette County. And the clock runs approaching 60 seconds to play.
That looked like Joe Lopez on the catch. Lopez. A nice catch there. Just a sophomore.
Rather than the no huddle. 50 seconds to play now.
So now under a minute left to go in the half. It'll be 3rd down and long, and the give is going to be to Parker, who hurdles a defender, and it's going to be close to a 1st down and just shy, I believe. She'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what the Stags want to do here. I think they're going to go ahead and attempt a field goal at this point. I think they just want to get some practice in kicking field goals, as they struggled at that this year. Brandon Shea, the senior, who's taken over kicking duties this week from Sam Pedrati, and a good kick, and it had the distance, but we've got a penalty before the play started, and it looks like Coach Price is talking to the head official.
Timeout was called.
And a timeout for Labette County with 14.3 seconds left here to go in a half. So when we come back, it'll be the Stags kicking a field goal. So after that Labette County timeout, it's going to be the Stags on to kick the field goal. And that's Brendan Shea, the new kicker. And I think this is just practice. A high snap. He gets it down and a kick right into the line. And it's going to be blocked by Labette County. And it's no good. So 4 seconds left. And Labette will get one more offensive play.
The holder bobbled it, did a good job.
So not a good snap. The holder did get it down, but it threw off the timing between the holder and kicker, and the kicker kicked it right into the back of the offensive line. So icing them worked, so a good timeout there by Coach Price of Labette County as they keep 3 points off the board, because the first kick went through right before the timeout, and it looks like Labette County is just going to take it to a knee. And that'll take us to the half. And the score is 62-0. All Stags so far tonight. And we'll be back for second half action between the Bishop Miege Stags and the Labette County Grizzlies. And welcome back to the second half as we have the Bishop Miege Stags all over the Labette County Grizzlies. And welcome into Roland Park, Kansas. It's a beautiful tonight. Outside, about a 50-degree temperature. Nice light breeze. Beautiful night for high school football. But the Stags have really not been very good hosts to the Labette County Grizzlies as they've taken off to the tune of 62-0 here in the first half as Labette kicks things off here to get the second half going. It's going to be a short squib kick to the 35, fielded by the up back, bring it up to the 40. And a nice return by Matt Connor.
Will begin offensively in the second half, and we'll see who they bring out at quarterback. Sam Pedrati started the game.
So we'll see who comes out at quarterback for the Stags as Pedrati, the starter, made it through about half of the second quarter before he came out. Before Tim Dorsey came in to relieve him. And it looks like it's going to be Dorsey here to start the second half with backup running back Deontay Parker as well joining him in the backfield. So first down and 10, 62-0. And we're going to have a running clock here in the second half and a pitch to Parker. And Parker's got no room. A good play by the Labette County defensive line. And that looked like Irwin on the tackle getting in there. So it looks like a lot of the starters' nights are done for the Stags, and we're going to call some new names here in the second half, as a lot of sophomores and juniors will get some playing time here for the Stags. And here's the give to Parker up the middle, and Parker stumbles across the 45 up to the 46, bringing up third down and 5. So third and manageable. And here go the Stags into the huddle, and Dorsey's got the play. So let's see if Labette County can come out with the stop here to open things up here in the first half. Dorsey having to set the offense as there looked to be some confusion. Dorsey comes to the near side on a hitch route and a nice catch and move there by the young Stags receiver, and that's Richard Estelle, the junior, the 6'2 junior, with a nice catch, shake, and bake for a few more. And that'll be first down at the Grizzly 46, and Dorsey has his offense moving as he runs to the sideline, talks to Coach Holmes, gets the play. Back over to his huddle. They've slowed down the pace and are really using some time as the clock will run with the score being so lopsided. So here's Dorsey barking out the signal, and the give is to Parker. And Parker tries to stretch it to the left side and has to turn it back up, and not much going for Parker there. And it looked like Trent Brock there with the tackle. And that'll bring up second down and 8 with just under 9 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And we'll see if the Stags continue to run. It looks like they're going to throw a pass here on a quick hitch route. And so Dorsey, another completion, the second on this drive. And again, he finds Estelle, the junior. Estelle with his second catch. Dorsey gets the play. So looking forward, it looks like the Stags will most likely be taking on Pittsburgh in the second round of the 4A playoffs here. So they've switched to a 32-team format with 16 teams on the east side of the bracket and 16 teams on the west side. You're looking at the 5 and 12 matchup on the east side of the bracket. So if the Stags advance, which they will here tonight, they'll most likely take on Pittsburgh in the second round, the 4 seed, and that could be the toughest matchup that the Stags have in the playoffs. So Pittsburgh, a tough team at 7-1, and 810 Sports will be down there bringing the radio crew to bring you that game. Here's Dorsey from the shotgun, and it's a quarterback draw. He makes a move, and he's touched once before he shakes all the way into the end zone. And Dorsey, with a great run, shows off the legs, and the 5'10 sophomore is in for an easy score, and that's going to break it 68-0 Stags. So Dorsey with the 35-yard run, and that's the quarterback of the future there for the Stags, and Coach John Holmes has to like what he sees out of him. And here are the Stags attempting the extra point. Kick is up and good. So that's going to make it 69-0 Bishop Miege as we step away, and will return for the Stags kickoff. So after that long touchdown run by the Stags backup quarterback, Timothy Dorsey, the sophomore Stags are going to kick off from left to right, and the whistle from the referee is going to blow this dead. We'll check in and see what the call is. It looks like we had a false start on the offense, so back them up 5, and the Stags will have to re-kick. So
Clock running
the Grizzlies could
here in the third quarter. 5:38 to play.
Could get some good field position out of this one.
Bishop Miege leads Labette County 69-0.
Just 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes left here in the third quarter as the clock is now running because of the lopsided score. And the Stags are going to kick off. Brandon Shea. And going to be a reverse, a little trickery. And it's going to bring the Grizzlies all the way up to the 30. So Irwin makes the pitch, and they have one of their better kick returns of the night with a little bit of flair. And so here comes that Grizzly offense who's committed too many turnovers tonight, turning the ball over 5 times in the first half.
5 minutes to play, now the clock just runs and runs and runs.
So Easton Dean, not the way he wanted to end his season.
Wanted this game to go again. You know you're going to get beat, but the mistakes have really shocked me tonight from the Grizzlies. Just uncharacteristic.
And the give is going to be up the middle. And McCarty's going to pick up a few, but
Hard running up to the 31.
Labette County knew they had an uphill battle tonight and knew it was going to take a lot to stay and hang with the Stags. And one thing that you can't do in a situation like that is turn the ball over, and that's what's plagued the Grizzlies tonight. So, you know, the Grizzlies have really shot themselves in the foot, and that's where you see the score so lopsided. But here's Dean going up top, and he's got a man, and it looks like he's going to call in the catch. And there's the play of the night so far for the Grizzlies as Dean escapes pressure, moves up in the pocket, and he finds Ethan Jamison, the junior, deep down the field for a gain of 50. And that ball traveled every bit of 50 yards in the air. The big arm from Easton Dean shown off on that play. And making a phenomenal catch as he bobbled it going to the ground and secured it on his back. So a great catch by Jamison and an even better throw by Dean. And Dean fakes the handoff, goes over the middle, and it's going to be caught, hauled in by McCarty. And it's going to be taken all the way down to the Miege 3. So here's that rhythm that the Grizzly offense has been looking for. So 1st and goal, and it looks like it's going to be close, and he is going to be able to fall into the end zone. And that looked like Zach McCarty on the touchdown. A good score and a hard run by the Grizzlies running back, the senior. And finally, the Grizzlies get on the board with 2.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. It looks like they're going to want to go for 2 here with a little bit of a trick play. It's going to be a fade pass to 6'7" Easton Dean, and it's going to be incomplete, but multiple flags thrown. The pass was broken up by Rattan, but we might see a pass interference here. And yes, we do have a pass interference there on the defense. And so that's going to move the Grizzlies half the distance to the goal line, and we'll see if they want to try for 2 again.
I'm not sure what that second flag was. It came flying out very late.
So now Dean's going to line up behind the center. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a sneak here, and we will. And Easton Dean just leaps over the pile, sticks the ball out, extends it over the goal line, and that's an easy 2 points. So that'll put the Grizzlies on the board, and the score is 69-8. And welcome back in as the score is now 8-69 with the Stags on top. But Labette County finally gets on the board after a hard run by Zach McCarty and the 2-point conversion, as they always do, by Easton Dean. So here's the kick deep and some speed out of the return position. But he's going to be wrapped up at the 28-yard line, and that looked like Carson Key on the return, and we're going to go ahead and take a break before the Grizzlies offense comes back out. And so welcome back, and we're going to start the 4th quarter here with a running clock. Stags up 69-8. And we'll see if we get a new quarterback in, and yes, we do. It's Harrison Broadus, the sophomore quarterback, in for the Stags. So 3rd string now in for Bishop Miege, and it's going to be a fake and a rollout. And he's going to go ahead and keep it and run, and he's got a little bit of speed, and there goes Broadus, making a few guys miss, and he's all the way to the 50. Nearly a 20-yard gain by Broadus. So Broadus on his first play from scrimmage has a 20-yard gain. But it's going to be brought back after a hold on, a block in the back on the Stags. So it's going to bring it back. And we'll redo 1st down and 10. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And Broadus has the play, and we'll see if they elect to let Broadus try to get a throw off.
The Grizzly seniors Wearing the uniform for the final time, always a difficult thing. Here is a handoff.
So here's the give up the middle from Broadus.
And up to the 40-yard line for Josh Conklin.
And that's Josh Conklin, the sophomore, on the carry. Gain of about 11 on the play, enough to move the sticks.
That's a first down for Miege.
So
Up to the 40-yard line.
it'll be Broadus probably the rest of the game here.
4 receivers.
He's got 3 to the near side. And the give is to Conklin, and Conklin's got some room, follows his blockers, puts his hand on their back, and
Up to the 45.
moves the pile to the 45, a gain of 5.
Get Coach Price for a post-game interview, but when I talked to him before the game, he wasn't sure about it. It's always an emotional
So just
time
under 10 minutes left to go, and
when it's the final game of the season.
the Labette
especially
County
seniors, they do a lot of
seniors will
talking,
be
and they,
wearing the uniforms
do
for
a
the
lot of
last
pictures
time, and
stuff. So I'm not sure if he's going to make his way.
it's always hard to take those jerseys off for the last time, but
Just say
that'll be
so.
what they have tonight. And a give around the right side to Conklin, and Conklin, a good runner, the sophomore. He picks up about 18 on that play,
County territory.
and he's all the way into Labette County territory at the 40-yard line. Stopped just shy at
We'll
about
try to get Coach
the
Price
43.
real sure if he was gonna come up or
And
not.
so another first down as the Stags offense keeps moving the ball down the field, and the Stags have put up a lot of offense tonight, but a lot of that offense has come on short fields thanks to turnovers from Labette County. So that's been the story of the night, has been
If not, that's fine too.
turnovers made by Labette County.
Very gracious with his time, giving us the post-game.
5 seconds left on the play clock,
Last year,
and the give is to Conklin. Conklin again has room, and
straight up
gain of about 8
to about
up to the 35-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 2. So Conklin making the most of his opportunity to get some carries here
first down.
in the playoffs just as a sophomore. And this is how you build programs, and why the Stags continue to have so much success is because they're able to get young guys in playoff games here in late October in 4A, because on their path to 4 straight state championships, there's been a lot of lopsided scores
Play action fade. Here's the pass.
and a play action, and it's going to be caught by Joe Lopez over the middle. Lopez, that's his 2nd catch on the night. Lopez, a good-looking sophomore out of Overland Park, Kansas.
And that's first down yardage for Bishop Miege. Clock running.
So the Stags pick up another first down, 7.5 to go here in the game.
Bishop Miege 69, Labette County 8.
And this is where you want to see the young guys from Labette County make a stand and stop this Stags offense, maybe force a turnover and get that offense back on the field.
Hand off to Conklin.
There's Conklin. He shimmies and shakes in the backfield.
Runs ahead as he goes over
Barrels forward for about 5 yards.
30.
So Conklin again having a good night. He's picked up about 30 yards so far on this drive.
Both Grizzly squads in basketball for the ladies. Life without Tristan Gay. And for the boys, life without Magic Relford. There'll be a lot
And
of
so
new faces,
now
especially
under
for the boys.
7 to play, 2nd and 5
Varsity team.
for the Stags as they're driving on their way to another score. Let's see if the Grizzly defense can hold tight.
Broadus takes the snap.
And Broadus gives to Conklin, who spins around and backpedals his way across the first down marker. And again,
Everyone in the pile.
Conklin,
Able to get across
fresh legs, getting in there and running very hard.
Miege.
And that's what we might see the rest of the night. We might see Broadus get the opportunity to maybe throw a couple more passes here.
Good hard running from Josh Conklin, the sophomore, for Miege as we approach 6 minutes to play. Stags driving to the Labette County 19. Broadus handoff Conklin.
And Broadus again to Conklin. Conklin runs through a hole you could run a Mack truck through.
8-yard line.
Conklin's not touched till he gets all the way down to the safety, and the safety has to bring him down at
Which I'm assuming
the 9-yard line.
is made up of second stringers. Is really moving backwards, this Labette County defensive line.
So it's going to be Conklin and Broadus again in the backfield, and
Second down and 1.
Twins. And the give is to Conklin, and Conklin running tall is
Initially been able to fall forward
chopped down.
for first down yardage.
And a nice tackle there by Logan Simmons.
And a first and goal situation.
But that is enough for a first down, so first and goal
for the
from
Stags.
the 8-yard line. Stags knocking on the door again with approaching 5 minutes left to play in this game.
7-yard line. 4 receivers set, 3 to the far side.
Lombardi the motion man. And it's going to be a fake.
Keeps it himself.
And here's Broadus. He's got the edge, and he's into the end zone. So Harrison Broadus sticks it in the belly of Conklin, pulls it out, beautifully run zone read, and he's able to get around the outside and extend the ball over the pylon for 6 points, and that's going to be 75-8 now. Stags.
Miege will line up.
So Miege again will line up to kick the extra point.
Pretty sure-footed kick.
This is good snap, good kick,
Kick is up
and it is good. So 76-8. And welcome back into Dixon-Dahl Stadium as the Stags have dominated this contest to the tune of 76-8, and going to try to check some scores around 4A. Get you updated on what's going on. We've got a flag on the field before this one can get started.
3 minutes and 13 seconds with a running clock. They're playing this one.
So just 3 minutes left to go as the clock runs.
Bishop Miege 76.
Miege will have to re-kick this one.
And Labette County 8. Miege called for a motion penalty.
Illegal motion on the
kickoff, so
Stags.
they'll back them up to the 35. We'll redo it. And Grizzly season coming to an end. And Miege will squib it, fielded by Smith.
So a squib kick fielded by Smith and brought all the way across the 40.
And takes it to the
So
40.
good field position now. And we'll see if
Offensive possession for Labette County coming up.
Easton Dean gets one more possession, and he will come out, the senior who's meant so much to the Labette County program. And a kid who will definitely be playing on Saturdays come next fall.
As the offense takes the field.
So let's see one more drive for Dean here. He'd love it to end in 6, and a little slant and go.
Now gonna go
And a wobbly pass looks underthrown.
and it's broken
And good coverage. He threw that one into double coverage. He wanted the touchdown. He went up top to fellow senior Cale Irwin, but just underthrown a little bit. Came out a little wobbly. Looked like the seniors wanted to come out and try to score one last touchdown, catch the Stags off guard, but they were unable to. So 2nd and 10, a minute 30 to go.
Dean with the football.
Easton Dean wants to go deep again for Irwin,
Going deep again, double coverage.
and a better ball there, but overthrown. Again, I think
Cale Irwin,
Easton wants to try to tack on one more touchdown
who's had
to his
a wonderful
great
career
career here at Labette County.
for the Grizzlies.
So that'll be 3rd and 10 now. And we'll see if
And third down, so 2 straight plays.
we
where
see
Labette
another
County kinda
long
just staying
strike
connected
from
and launching the
Easton
football
Dean.
down
I
the
think
football.
he is telling his receivers, hey, let's go deep. Let's try to score a touchdown. They're going to check down, try to pick up the first down, and they will.
It is complete
And that's Nathan Smith on the catch, the junior, and they've got
for
under a minute now, 40 seconds and counting. And it looks like Dean might just be calling his own plays out there now.
Of course, we'll see him in basketball time too.
So Dean dropped back. Everyone's running vertical routes, and Dean is going up top. He's got a man, and it's going to be intercepted, though, by the Stags. With 25 seconds left, and that's going to end the game, and that's, it looked like Key on the interception. Yeah, Carson Key made the play, and a big roar from the crowd, and that's another turnover from Easton Dean, and that's the way the season's going to end for the Labette County Grizzlies. A good season. They'll finish at 4-5, and they came out here and gave the Stags everything they had. Stags just too much as they win this one 76-8. So Stags move on to the round of 8 now left in the 4A playoffs. And that'll do it here for us at Dixon-Dahl Stadium in 810 varsity. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Again, the Stags, I think, will be on radio next week on 810, so tune in for that as well. Thanks for being here for the broadcast. Enjoy your weekend.